Arjuna vacha Dristveda manusham rupam Tava somyam janardhanam Idaninam amshi samvriddha Sachetaha prakritim mataha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki. Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna said, Drištva, seeing, Idam, this, Manusham, human, Rupam, form, Tava, your, Saumyam, very beautiful, Janardhana, O chaster of the enemies, Idanim Nam Asmi I am Samvrittaha settled Sachetaha in my consciousness Prakritim to my own nature Gataha returned. Purport. Translation. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardhan, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind and I am restored to my original nature. Purport. Here the word Manusham Rupam clearly indicate the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be originally two-handed. Those who deride Krishna as if he were an ordinary person are shown here to be ignorant of his divine nature. If Krishna is like an ordinary human being, then how it is possible for him to show the universal form and again to show the four-handed Narayan form? So it is very clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita that one who thinks that Krishna is an ordinary person and who misguides the readers by claiming that it is impersonal Brahman within Krishna speaking is doing the greatest injustice. Krishna has actually shown his universal form and his four-handed Vishnu form. So how can he be an ordinary human being? A pure devotee is not confused by misguiding commentaries on Bhagavad Gita because he knows what is what. The original verses of Bhagavad Gita are as clear as the sun. They do not require lamplight from foolish commentators. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunlitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanutam Cha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here what we see Arjuna is speaking over here, and now Arjuna is again seeing Krishna's original form. So here it is mentioned by Arjuna that Manushya Rupam. So the theme is that of this verse that Arjuna is pacified and his mind is restored, like what oftentimes we see, light goes and everything shuts down, our all electrical appliances, room becomes dark. So what happens? We get little disturbed. So when again the light comes, then everything is back, everything is restored. Okay, so we are happy. So now here what we understand, that Sanjaya, he spoke last many verses that how Krishna showed his universal form. So now we should know that Krishna has shown two types of universal forms. Can anyone tell me what are the two types of universal forms? There are two types of universal forms shown by Krishna. One is Vishwarupa and another is, all of you know, one is Vishwarupa. What is the next form? Which is another form?
Narayan Rup.
Huh?
Narayan Rup.
What is another Rupa is Kala Rupa. What Krishna told Arjuna, that except you 5 Pandavas, I have killed all the people on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So you have to act as an instrument. Nimittya matram bhava savyasachin. So in the 11th chapter, verse 33, what Krishna told, that I have come in the form of Kalosmi Loke Kshayakrit Pravruddho. That verse itself it indicates that Krishna, he has devoured all the warriors. Let it be Bhishma, Drona, Karna, whatever it is. So Arjuna was told by Krishna that, oh yes, only for namesake you have to fight. So now here what we see, Arjuna, now he is seeing the two-handed form. So one of our acharyas, what he writes, that being comforted and consoled by Lord Krishna in such a compassionate manner, and beholding him now in his charming human form with unprecedented attributes such as unlimited beauty, strength, compassion, omniscience, etc., Arjuna was no longer agitated and was able to compose himself and restore his mind to its normal peaceful equilibrium. So oftentimes what happens, like our children, when they get little away from the sight of parents, they become totally agitated, bewildered, and they lose their composure and they start crying, making big noise and all. So but Arjuna here, what we see, when he saw this universal form, somehow he was totally bewildered, he was taken, he was very much aghast. So now he wanted to see Krishna back in his normal form, and this was happening in one place, in the Kurukshetra. Arjuna could see what is happening. So also what we see in material world, we have many people, like in Western world there is Superman, Batman, He-Man, so many things you watch. Also people have their own favorite heroes and all, but that's all nonsense. But we should know that the Lord is beyond any cause. Lord is beyond any material cause. So Shankaracharya has given one nice verse. He explains, Narayano paro avyaktat. Means Narayana is beyond the material rules and regulations. So in British, this thing, in their British law, it is mentioned that the king is above rules and regulation. That king has no this thing. He is not bound by the rules and regulation. So similarly, here what we see, that Krishna has shown his Manushya Rupam. So it is not an ordinary form. And also there are so many quotes, verses in Srimad Bhagavatam about human form of Lord Krishna. So today basically we will discuss a few verses from Srimad Bhagavatam where Krishna's human form is being compared or being analyzed, and elaborate description is given how Krishna comes in the human form, disguising his real nature. Also in Bhagavad Gita, in one verse, Krishna explains, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogo maya samanita mudoyam nabhijanati loko mam ajam avayam. So what Krishna explains, that Naham prakasha sarvasya. So in material world today also, certain things we can't see, like electrons, neutrons, that we can't see. The electricity is flowing, that we can't see. The air is also blowing underneath the fan, that you can't see. So it is not that we are complete, perfect. So but still we should know that Krishna, when he is manifest in his two-handed form, so basically Brajavasis, they explain Krishna has two forms. One is Nandanandan Krishna and one is One is Nandan Nandan Krishna, one is Vasudev Krishna, Devaki Krishna and Yashoda Krishna. Okay, so the Krishna of Vrindavan is called Yashoda Nandan, Nandanandan, or Sham Sundar. So he is two-handed. That is his Sachidananda form. So he is two-handed, and when he goes out of Vrindavan, so when Akrura he took Krishna, so there is one place nearby, it's called Akrur Tirtha. So it is mentioned that there Krishna and Balram, they changed into their Chaturvyu form, four-handed form. So there is one verse, there are a good number of verses mentioned. Vrindavanam parityajam padam ekam nagachati. That Krishna, he never leaves Vrindavan, even he never takes out one step out of Vrindavan. So even Akrura, he was shown this four-handed form by Krishna and Balram in the Yamuna, and he was taken back. So it is mentioned that when Krishna and Balram, they left Vrindavan, so still they were living in Vrindavan in their unmanifest form. They were there in the Bhav form. So when Krishna goes to Mathura and Dwarka, so those Leelas, it is mentioned that he gets into four-handed Narayan form. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, the sages of Naimisharanya, when they were inquiring from Sud Goswami, so they have quoted one nice verse. So they wanted to know the purpose of Krishna's visit. So now supposing the Prime Minister or President comes to Vrindavan, so you will think of why, what is the purpose of his visit. So similarly, so a nice verse, this 1.20. Kritva kila karmani saharamena keshava atimartyana bhagwan guda kapata manusha. Now here this verse also mentions manusha rupam. So guda means hidden. Guda. Good means not jaggery. Good means hidden. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam. It is very confidential, topmost. So here it is mentioned, what they explain the sages, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with Balram, played like a human being, and so masked, covered his original form. He performed many superhuman acts. Now what is superhuman acts? So children, they see so many that cartoons and other things, He-Man, Batman, whatever it is. So what they think, it is a superhuman act. But whatever Leelas Krishna performed in Vrindavan, so although Kamsa is to send so many demons every day, so irrespective of their body construction, Krishna never changed his form. I was in defense. So whenever there is one game up between two person, so there is a equal height, weight, many criteria are considered. Like boxing, there is a featherweight, lightweight, heavyweight. Okay, so the person, they should be equal height, weight, so many criteria plus minus. So but Krishna and Balram, when they went to Mathura, these considerations were not taken into account, either killing of Putna or any other demons. So what we see, so Krishna, he performed superhuman acts. Even Jarasandha, when he set fire to that hill where Krishna and Balramji, they ran. Anyone knows what is that, the name of that hill? Chalo, $1 million question. Okay, so Jarasandha, he put fire across the complete hill, and but Krishna and Balramji, they jumped from that 8 yojana, 64 miles tall hill. They jumped all the way and they reached Dwarka. And Jarasandha, what he thought, okay, I now completely killed Krishna and Balram. So he couldn't understand, yes, how much superhuman powers they have. So now we next come to another nice verse. So Bhishma, he consoles the Pandavas. What Bhishma tells Pandavas, Esha eva Bhagwan Sakshat Narayana Puman Mohayam Mayam Lokam Guda Charati Vishnu. Guda Charati Vishnu means, again that Guda Shabda has come, and here Charati means he is going in between amongst you. So here Bhishma Dev, what he explains, this Sri Krishna is none other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Narayan, the supreme enjoyer, but by bewildering us with his self-created energy, he is moving amongst the descendants of King Vrishni, just like one of us. So now, even Uddhava, what he mentions to Vidura, that because Krishna was living with the Vrishni dynasties, Yadu dynasty, so there is a saying, familiarity breeds contempt. There is one nice verse in the scriptures that Chandanam kuru kaste bhilla purandari ati parichayat anadaram bhavati. That the ladies, the bhilla ladies who stay in forest, they don't consider what kind of tree is there. Even if it is a chandan tree, they cut it for firewood. Okay, they don't know the price. So similarly, when we live amongst the devotees, sometimes we fail to understand their purity and what exactly they are standing. So what happens, we also think them like to be similar to us. So Uddhava gives one nice analogy that the moon rises, but what the fish, they think this is also one kind of fish. They feel this moon is also one kind of fish. So similarly, the Yadus, although they were demigods, but they were ignorant about the Krishna's original identity. So what Bhishma tells Pandavas, see, you Pandavas, what he explains, Arjuna, your Gandhi was so powerful, Yudhishthira was Dharmaraj, Bhima had 10,000 elephant power, also Krishna was with you. Despite all this, you had to undergo suffering. What he explains, there is some plan of the Lord. Material world, we have our own plan, but Krishna has some different plan for us. In often time, we see that so many things, they go against our plan. So Bhishma Dev, he is trying to explain to the Pandavas how Krishna is different from the material world. Then there is one very beautiful verse in the 7th chapter. Narad Muni tells about King Yudhishthira, because Krishna was living sometime with the Pandavas in Hastinapur. So here is a very beautiful verse. Yuyam narloke batabhuri bhaga lokan puman munayo bhimanti esham griham avasthiti sakshat gudam parama brahma manushya lingam. Again, gudam manushya lingam. Here what Narad Muni explains, that my dear Maharaj Yudhishthira, you Pandavas so fortunate in this world that many great sages who can purify all the planets of the universe come to your house just like ordinary visitors. Furthermore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is living comfortably within your house just like your brother. So here, Yudhishthira Maharaj is being told by Narad Muni that because Krishna is living at your house, what is happening? All these sages, they are coming. Like supposing here Maharaj comes, Gopal Krishna Maharaj comes, so many devotees will come and visit him in the guest house. So similarly, when Krishna was living in Hastinapur, so many sages, they were visiting without any cause, because they wanted to see the personal form of Krishna. So next verse Krishna will explain how it is Sudur Darsham, and it is not so easy to have that darshan of that Krishna's two-handed form. So also in Brahma Samhita 5:38, Brahma explains, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hrideshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So now this two-handed form of Krishna, what Brahma explains, Brahma is the first person to have the literal and a vision of Golok Vrindavan. It is mentioned that Brahma was given the first vision by Lord Krishna of himself and the Golok Vrindavan. So what Brahma explains, that Lord Govinda, who is always seen by the devotees, whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love, kajal, mascara. So now, material world, what for we apply this mascara? Kajal क्यों लगाते हैं हम लोग? Why we put on this mascara? Okay, children's, it is there in Vrindavan, you will find all these children's, so many, sometimes it is complete around the face. So there is one nice pastime about Krishna. So it is mentioned that every day Yashoda, after bathing Krishna, she used to put one dot of kajal, eyes as well as on the cheek, some place on his face. So all the visiting gopis, what they thought, we also have equal right. We also love Krishna, so we also have a right to put some of our identity. So the gopis decided, yes, one day what we'll do, we'll bring our kajal dabba and we'll also mark one spot on Krishna's face. So now I don't know how many gopis were there in Vrindavan, in Vasalya Ras gopis. So what they did one day, okay, they decided this day we'll put kajal on Krishna. So now just by putting small dot they were not satisfied. What they thought, we'll put the biggest dot, okay. There was a competition and this way they put Krishna, complete body was covered with kajal. So now the Brajavasis, they tell so many examples why Krishna is black. There are more than 100 answers, not one. So now why they tell Krishna is black? Because he was born in the middle of the night, okay. So then when he was being carried by Vasudev, he fell in Yamuna. So now Yamuna is black, okay. So now it is mentioned that he was being held by Kaliya in his coil. So Krishna, he became black. So Krishna, he puts on black kambal. Because of putting out that kambal, he became black. And because Krishna, he drinks the milk from black cow. So that way there are so many examples given. Because the devotees, because they love Krishna, so they give so many examples. So here Brahma explains, because the devotees, those on higher level, so Atma Ramasya Munyo. Atma Ramasya Munyo means those who are on the highest stage of devotional service. So Premanjana Churita means they are always relishing the beauty of the Lord with their eyes. So what we see, because this is the topmost form of Lord Krishna, even there is one pastime when Krishna was doing his Ras Leela with the gopis. Suddenly gopis, their ego got little puffed up. What they thought, okay, now we have brought Krishna under our control. So Krishna could understand, immediately he disguised himself. And now the gopis, they were looking for Krishna. So after some time they came across Lord Vishnu standing. Actually it was Krishna only, standing in four-handed form. But seeing their love, his two hands, they got melted. So now what Prabhupada writes here, that this verse refutes the argument that Krishna is an ordinary human being. So now we should understand that Krishna is not an ordinary human being. There are so many pastimes of Lord Krishna, wherein like Ram Leela or Krishna Leela. So even Hiranyakashipu, when he saw Narsingadev, what he thought, what kind of this creature, half human, half animal. So even Duryodhana, what he thought, Duryodhana, even Karna, what they were thinking, Shakuni. Krishna is just simple ordinary person, but he has some superhuman these things, and what you say, black magic art. Krishna has some black magic art, and by which he hypnotizes us. That is what they were thinking. And what Prabhupada writes, that people, what they think, it is impersonal Brahman within Krishna who is speaking. So now oftentimes what we see in material world, there are so many people, especially the commentators. There are 1,000 plus commentators on Bhagavad Gita. There are more than 1,000 plus people who have written Bhagavad Gita. But we should understand, these people, their knowledge is very much limited. So what is their understanding? Bhagavad Gita as I know it, as I can understand it. That is what is their knowledge is limited. But we should understand that Krishna, he reciprocates according to the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna explains 4.11, ye yatha mam prapadyante. So now if we see, Rupa Goswami explains in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami explains that Krishna, he can exchange as many as 12 rasas. There are 5 primary rasas: Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras and Madhuryaras. These are the 5 basic rasas. there are 7 rasas, they are called secondary. So now I'll read the all 12 rasas from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Raudra means anger, Adbhuta means wonder, Shringara means conjugal, Hasya means comedy, Virya means chivalry, Daya means mercy, Dasya means servitorship, Sakya means fraternity, like equal friends. Then Bhayankara means horror, and Bhibhasa means shock, and Shant means neutrality, and the 12th is Vasalya, parental. So these are the 12 rasas which are being Krishna, he exchanges with the devotees. So when Krishna, he lifted Govardhan, it is mentioned that Krishna, he had a desire to exchange all the 5 rasas with the Brajavasis, because every 3 hours Krishna is in a different place. He's in the night, he's sleeping, morning he's milking the cows, then he's taking breakfast, he's for little time he's with Nanda Maharaj Yashoda, then immediately after breakfast he's with his friends and cows, Shantras and Sakyaras, Dasyaras. So then he goes with the gopis in one form he goes with the cowherd boys. So Krishna had a desire that there should be a time when we should have a family get together. So oftentimes in India, during Diwali and other festivals, all the family, they come together for a few days at least. So Krishna had one desire that, yes, there should be a time where all my Brajavasis, including the cows, they should be together. Like we have a family get together or many get togethers we have. So that was Krishna's desire. And Sridhar Swami, in one of his purport, he writes in Bhagavatam that Krishna, he exchanged 12 rasas when Krishna, he went to Mathura, and when he entered the arena, wrestling arena, which was made by Kamsa for wrestling with Chanur and Mustik. Actually, Kamsa, he wanted to kill Krishna and Balram. So he had set up so many traps. First he wanted to kill them by the elephant. If they escape that, then to kill with the wrestlers like that. And ultimately he was thinking that he himself will kill them. So there is one nice verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:43.17. Mallanam asnair naravara Srinam smaro murtiman gopanam svajano satam skiti bhujam shasta swapitro shishu mrityur bhojapater virad avishudusham tattva param yoginam vrishchinam paravdeviti vidito rangam gata sagraja. So here it is mentioned that the various groups of people in the arena regarded Krishna in different ways. When he entered with his elder brother Balram, the wrestlers, they saw Krishna as lightning bolt. Now can anyone tell what is the rasa? I told the 12 rasas. Now the wrestlers, they saw Krishna as lightning bolt. What rasa it could be? Okay, Veer rasa. What rasa they saw? Veer rasa. Okay. The men of Mathura as the best males, not Mr. Universe. This Adbhuta rasa. Then the women as a Cupid personified. Women of Mathura, they saw as Cupid. What rasa is this? Shringar ras. Shringar ras. Okay. The cowherd men as their relative. The cowherd men, they exchanged 3 rasas. Dasya, Sakya and Hasya. Cowherd boys. Okay. So then the impious rulers as the chastiser. There were many other kings. That is the Bhibhasa. It's shocking. They were very much afraid. Then his parents as their child. What is this rasa? Vasalya. Great. At least 10%. The kings of Bhoja. The king of Bhoja as death personified. What is this rasa? Raudra. Anger. He could see that Krishna is really angry with him. The unintelligent as the Supreme Lord's universal form, that is a bhayanak, horror. The yogis as the absolute truth, daya, mercy. And the Vrishnis as their supreme worshipable deity, that is the shantras, neutrality. So these are the 12 rasas, what we can see. Krishna, he exchanged with the people in the arena at Mathura. So we should understand that, yes, Krishna, he will manifest according to our desire. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Maitreya and Uddhava, Vidura, in their conversation, there is one nice verse. It is mentioned that Krishna, as per our desire, he will manifest. Krishna, as per our desire, he will manifest. Like when Krishna, he manifested as Narsingadev, he wanted to keep the words of Brahma. He wanted to keep the words of Brahma, and he wanted to kill Hiranyakashipu. So that's why he took that form of Narsingadev. So here the verse it is mentioned that sa upavrajya vadam praptinam harim, it is mentioned anugrahaya bhaktanam anurupatma darshanam. It is mentioned that the personality of Godhead who bestows all boons and who dispels the agony of his devotees and those who take shelter of his lotus feet, he manifests his innumerable transcendental forms for the satisfaction of devotees. So now if you have read Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat, there are so many leelas where it is mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he manifested so many forms. If we make one big list, it can be unlimited. So Mahaprabhu, one of his leela is called Mahaprakash Leela. Also it is called Shatprahariya Leela. Shatprahariya Leela means 21 hours he was sitting in the house of Srivas Thakur and he was fulfilling the desires of all the devotees. So it is mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed different forms to his different devotees. For Murari Gupta, he showed the form of Lord Ram, Lakshman and Sita. And for Sridhar Kolvech, there was one devotee who used to sell banana leaf, banana plants. So he was shown the form of Krishna Balram. So this way, there were so many innumerable devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had his group of devotees. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also it is mentioned that in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was visiting the house of Srivas Thakur. And Srivas Thakur had one tailor. He was Muslim by caste. Also in Juhu, Bombay, Ras Bihari ji, they have one tailor. Last 45 years, that tailor is stitching the cloths for Ras Bihari. Can you imagine? So he's by caste, he's Muslim, but he's doing a very wonderful service for Ras Bihari. So this tailor, one day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, because he was so much pleased with this tailor's service, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed his Narayan form. And this tailor, somehow he started shouting, maine dekha, whatever it is, in his language. So, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he made him further, what? Sabne pucha, kya dekha? So he couldn't speak. So, also there is one pastime, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was small baby, Nimai Pandit, there was one Brahmana visiting the house of Jagannath Mishra. It's a long story, to make it short. So, whenever that Brahmana was cooking, Nimai Pandit used to come and steal the prasad. So it often offered, and it happened 3-4 times. So ultimately what happened, by his mystic power, the Lord put all the devotees to sleep. And he told that Brahmana, always you are calling me, when I eat you shout. So then the Lord, he showed him his Gopal form of Vrindavan. So this way what we see, the Lord Krishna, what Prabhupada writes, that he is not, his form is not an ordinary form. And because material world, people, they have their own mental concoction, their own way of thinking. So what Prabhupada writes, he gives one nice analogy in the end. The verses of Bhagavad Gita, they are like the sun, and it does not require any lamp light. Now if I show some light to sun god, is it of any use? No. Because the sun god has so much the light. What is my small lamp will do? So also what we see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was visiting Jagannath Puri, so that time Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, so seeing the tender age of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he thought, so he's just new beginner, he's a very young sannyasi, and I should teach him the Vedanta Sutra with the complete perfect knowledge. I should give him the perfect this thing knowledge of Vedanta Sutra. So it is mentioned that in Jagannath Puri for 7 days that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was speaking to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he even never opened, even one day he didn't ask any question. So he was taken back. So what he said, so last 7 days I am speaking and you are not even responding to me. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he told, see, the Vedanta Sutra is like complete, it's like the sun. And your commentary on Vedanta Sutra is like the clouds. Whatever you are speaking, you are covering everything. The real Vedanta Sutra you are covering. So then, further what we see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave him the analytical understanding of different words from the scriptures. So material world, what we see, there are people, so they always differ in their understanding. So Krishna Surya Sama Maya hoy andhakar, jahan Maya Krishna wahan aaye Maya adhikar. So that should be the understanding of the devotees. So what Prabhupada writes, therefore pure devotees are not confused by misguided commentaries. So when Prabhupada actually, he wrote Bhagavad Gita commentary of 1100 pages when he was living in Allahabad, but somehow that copy was lost, some reason. And later on when Prabhupada went to America, he wanted to write again commentary on Bhagavad Gita. So that time he was having the Bhagavad Gita of one Dr. Radhakrishna Sarvapalli. He was a Prime Minister of India. President of India. Thank you. So what happened? So Prabhupada used to read that translation and this thing. So in one place, what Prabhupada found, that yes, he writes that Prabhupada here what he quotes, it is from this Dr. Radhakrishna only, said one should surrender, it is impersonal Brahman within Krishna who is speaking. We should not surrender unto that person Krishna, but unto the Atma of Krishna. So there are in material world, there are so many commentators, they have their own way of giving commentary on Gita, but Krishna never told that yes, you write some commentary on my Gita, not like that. And also what we see, never Krishna gave any updates or commentary or supplement on Gita. So Gita was spoken 5000 years back. So far there is no supplementary given or update given on Bhagavad Gita, XYZ sloka, okay, please update here, blah blah blah, no. So material world, we should know, always understand that yes, material world people, they will always have their own commentary. So now we'll go to our acharyas. We have just 5 minutes left. So Sridhar Swami, what he explains, thus being consoled by Krishna and free from agitation and fear, Arjuna states that he has recovered from the despair and is once again self-composed, serene and clear. So now, because of seeing that universal form, Arjuna was very much taken back. So then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that Arjuna, seeing the very sweet form of Krishna bathing in the ocean of bliss, spoke, O Janardhan, now I have regained my consciousness, sachetaha samvrtha, and have gained composure, prakritim gata, back to normal. Like when we have fever, we are not normal. When the fever is gone, what we say, okay, I am now back to normal. So that way, Baldev Vidyabhushan, what he explains, becoming peaceful and pleased, Arjuna spoke, O Janardhan, seeing your attractive, Saumyam, four-handed form, I have now become happy in mind. Sachetaha, I have attained samvrtha, a healthy state without fear, prakritim. What type of form is this? It is a human form. Is it a human form? So, but Krishna also has a form of knowledge and bliss, as will be shown by later quotations from the Shrutis and Smritis in later coming verse, that is 54. Among the Yadu's family, and the Pandavas, sometimes he appears with 2-armed forms, sometimes 4-armed form. In these 2 forms, he is called human because of the human-like form and human-like activities. his designations as human have been previously discussed. So Madhvacharya explains that since Supreme Lord Krishna has exhibited his original two-armed form, it is said that he has taken the human form, but it should not be understood that the form of the Supreme Lord Krishna has a purely spiritual body which is completely transcendental to material nature, being Satchidananda, meaning Sat or eternal existence, Chit or unlimited consciousness, and Ananda means eternal bliss. So Ramanujacharya explains, after gazing again on Lord Krishna in human vestige form, looking extraordinarily phenomenal with four arms, and then again to a countenance of beauty with two arms, lovely to envision, with tenderness, grace, majesty, and naturalness, all sublimity, expressing themselves ensemble and marvelous to behold. Seeing Lord Krishna's human form so enchanting and delightful, Arjuna's mind was restored to its natural tranquility and he became pacified. So here what we see, like today's verse, more or less, when Krishna he saw, Arjuna when he saw that Krishna has again diverted himself into that normal form, so he got pacified. So our acharyas, they explain that yes, in the future there will be so many pseudo people, so they will claim that they are God. Like Prabhupada explains that we make two mistakes. We consider general human beings as divine or God, and God as normal human being. These are the two mistakes done by us. So in the future, people should not misunderstand that. Also, if somebody claims that he is God, then we can ask him, can you show us your universal form? That is sufficient for today's people who are called so-called gods and other yogis and other things. So basically here, what Prabhupada explains, although Krishna he took this human-like form, but he is not a ordinary human being. So we'll end the class here. So any question, comment on today's verse? So Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.